Good evening, ladies, as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena. I am playing probably the worst Hearthstone of my life, but due to good luck or bad karma or whatever the hell, I actually made it to 9 wins with this junk heap rogue deck. No backstabs, no eviscerates, no healing, just a bunch of random cards. There's some good stuff. So Blade Flurry, I think, was always good. Now it's gotten better because you got your Tinker's Oil and your Auto Barbers to increase the odds of getting an upgraded weapon power. Tinker's Oil, I think, is another card I initially undervalued. I used it to be like, hard to get value out of the combo. But I mean, being able to add 3 to your weapon, especially if that weapon's an Assassin's Blade, is just so good for your burnout potential in one card. It's kind of like a delayed fireball that can also be used to hit the opponent's minions, and that you can sort of pay in installments. Because, you know, it's 2 mana for the dagger, and then it's 4 mana for the oil, so it's 6 mana for 6 damage. But, you know, you can pay it in different parts, and you can hit creatures with it, you can do damage in different places. I think it's really solid. And that's not even talking about the combo. If you get the combo, there's extra value. Oh, God. Snow Chugger. Well, that's not good. Loot Hoarder might be a bit slow, the Loot Hoarder, but I'm going to play it because what this does is it pressures her to ping this thing while she can. If she plays another creature, then I can dagger up and get rid of the Snow Chugger and go up a card. So out of fear for that, she might do this. Now I'm frozen and can't attack, but I still have my coin, and God, being frozen really is bad, but I wasn't going to attack this turn. So hopefully by the time I need to attack, I'll be able to have that option. Alright, so let's see what she's going to play. Oh my god, a Water Elemental. I am not going to be using my hero power for a good long while. Barrel goes in the worst possible place. Obviously, it would have been nice to have it go onto the Snow Chugger so I can kill it. The Water Elemental would have been better than her face, and then the face was just absolutely the worst. So here, I could coin into the Stormpike Commando and shoot the Chugger, and then finish it off with the Demolisher. That's one option. Another option is I can make a dagger, Auto Barber, and cry, because that's not enough to attack with Snow Chugger when I'm frozen. I could play Gnomish Inventor to go up a card, but I think that would be a mistake because I don't need cards right now. I need board presence more than anything. So I am going to, in fact, go for the Stormpike Commando move. Even though the board presence I have right now is terrible with the Water Elemental being able to kill everything and live to tell about it, or freeze me if she wants to keep on freezing me, I think that was just the best option I had. So she, I'd say, has a pretty huge advantage right now, and it's fine because this ride had to end at some point, so might as well end against a mage, and everyone's longtime nemesis. Nemesis? Nemesi? She's going to draw 2 cards. Wow, that is amazing news, because that's spending 60% of her mana doing nothing, so I really can't complain about that. It also looks like I'm going to actually get to attack, and there's even a 50-50 chance that the Demolisher will kill the Elemental. Oh my god, please kill it. Oh my god, it actually killed it. Wow. So she had a really slow turn there, and that is incredible for me. Let's go ahead and drop the Belcher. That's the turn. Assassin's Blade would have been a reasonable choice to set it up for the Auto Barber next turn, making it a 4/4, which is 16 damage, so I could have started going for the burnout victory. But I figured getting this big creature down was more important, because if she had such a crappy 5th turn, she's probably going to have some good things coming up, and I want to make sure that my board presence is as good as it can be. She just has another Elemental. Wow! So she must have gotten this out of her most recent 3 cards, and she's going to try to finish off the Demolisher. Demolisher whiffs again. And we got the oil. Oh my gosh, I could actually start seriously thinking about going for a burnout here. In fact, let's play the Blade, which also gives me a nearly free Dread Corsair, and think. Do I start going for the face? I think that would be a little bit foolhardy. I'm actually going to go ahead and freeze myself for a turn to get rid of her Water Elemental. And this means next turn we'll be able to attack. But if I do get to attack for some damage here with the Corsair, then in a couple of turns I can start thinking about going for the oil and then starting to burn her out. Now, the Annoyatron is a real problem here because I can't ping off the shield with my face. So it's going to be a little bit tricky for me to get past all this taunt that has suddenly appeared. But the Deadly Poison makes me more convinced I could actually have a reasonable chance of burning her out eventually if I can get through all these taunting walls. I don't have any removal. I don't really want to miss the chance to play Sea Giant, though. So I think I will do that. I can also play a 2-mana creature and Sea Giant. Alright, I'm going to do it. So we're going to go ahead, get the Barber down, play the Giant. And now I have to decide whether it's better to use the Dread Corsair to take the Divine Shield off of the Annoyatron, or just to trade it for the Ironfur Grizzly. So going for the Divine Shield would be the greedy move here. Killing the Grizzly would definitely be the safer move. Do I go for Greed? It depends on whether I think she has Flame Strike. But I don't think she has it because she would have used it last turn if she did. So I'm going to go ahead and ping off the shield, take the greedy move here, and then see if I can get lucky. Alright, the Call Master does mean she's going to get a couple of cards. The good news, however, with this is that she's not playing Flame Strike. I'd rather her getting cards than play a Flame Strike, because I'm about to unleash an amazing amount of damage against her. So I want that board presence to still be there for me.
Do you need a blessing?
And then she adds a Young Priestess to the table. Alright, so now I think I can just go for broke. She's not going to kill me. I can go, what? 4 to 6 to 9 damage. 9 plus 8 is 17. She's almost dead right now. So I'm actually just going to go for it. Oh yeah, there's also going to be 3 because the Tinker's Oil is actually going to buff a creature. So yeah, we're just going to hit her in the face for a ton of damage. And that is not quite lethal, unfortunately. But my weapon represents lethal damage. I can draw an extra card with the Gnomish Inventor. And of course I have all my creatures. So she pretty much has to have Flame Strike here or she's screwed. She could still be playing Flame Strike or she could still top deck it. She can't kill me unless there's something really ridiculous. And she doesn't have the Flame Strike. She has the Cone, freezing my team and stopping my team from attacking, but there's still my weapon, and I have Sap to clear out any taunts. She's fishing for a Taunter or some healing, although my weapon has 9 damage, so she'd have to actually probably, her best route would be weapon removal, like an Ooze or something. She doesn't have any of that, though, so I am actually going to get to dagger her in the face for the win, which is kind of amazing considering how much
Here we go.
breeze she got under the table earlier this game. And the undeserved run makes it to 10 wins. Alright, let's see if we can sneak one into 11 territory. My girlfriend's watching me play right now. If you hear any giggling, that's what it is. There were some really amusing comments on the previous video where people were like, Boris, I can't believe you suck this much. And I'm like, yes, I know. I didn't even have any defense for myself. I just played really, really terribly in the previous video. It goes to show, though, I hope it's, you know, a kind of an inspiration. Like, hey, you can suck and still do really well in the arena if you get lucky for bizarre reasons that you probably can't even articulate. Alright, so last time I had the Demolisher and that 1/4 Wind Fury thing, but no Hobgoblin. This time I got Mr. Hobgobbo, but nothing to actually combo it with. So it's looking like I'm going to have to make my dagger on turn 2, and then decide what's more significant on turn 3, playing Hobgobbo, which is my new nickname for him, or the Deadly Poison to get a kill on this Voidwalker. So there's really no point attacking this Voidwalker right now, so I'm just going to hang tight. Alright, he life snaps on turn 2, which is really great. That does mean that he goes up a card, but I'm going to go back up a card with Deadly Poison, and it means he's not adding more pressure to the board, which is a good thing. So the question is, do I play the Hobgoblin, which has no current synergy, or do I Deadly Poison to kill this right away? I think I'm going to try to play the creature, although I could definitely see a case being made for the Deadly Poison, because I think the board presence is more significant right now than getting rid of a 1/3. Alright, he's got the Dark Bomb because they always have the Dark Bomb. So now I have to basically repeat the same choice. I can either play Deadly Poison and kill this, or I can play the really good 4-drop. If I play Deadly Poison, I could also add an Auto Barber to the table, but I'm actually going to play the Trog. This is a really hard creature for the Warlock to kill. And that Voidwalker, getting rid of it's not urgent, plus my creature's threatening to go up a card anyway, by killing it. Then I can use the Deadly Poison plus the Barber to maybe deal 4 damage, just not like a Spider Tank. Alright, he's got the Lost Tall Strider, or not Lost, is it Lost? It is a Lost Tall Strider. I, for some reason, temporarily doubted my ability to remember the name of that card. So I can use my Deadly Poison to kill the Voidwalker, and then Dark Iron Dwarf to kill, on this Drogjaw Trog to kill the Tall Strider. The problem with this is that then my... Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna rearrange my chair here. The problem with that is that then my Trog obviously dies. Ow! My headphones fell on my poor defenseless girlfriend. The other option would be, of course, to assassinate this. I could also just stick to the plan and use the Barber plus Deadly Poison to kill it. Then I take the most damage, but then I also have the best board presence. So I think that's what I'm actually going to do. Another option would have been to just sap the Tall Strider. Then I would have, you know, also gotten some tempo out of the situation, because the Tall Strider would have had to be replayed, but I can do the same for another big creature that he plays and then also back it up with an Assassinate. So the bigger the mana cost of the creature that I sap, the better off I am. And since he had such a slow start, the odds are pretty good that he is going to have something big coming down at some point. Not this turn, though. He just plays a 4-drop on turn 5, which is pretty awesome. Alright, well, I think my choice is pretty easy. We're going to go ahead and play the Corsair. And do I use the weapon on something I don't really need to use it against, or to preserve the health of my creature? Or do I hang on to the weapon and get some damage on his face? I don't think I really need this weapon right now because I have the Sap and the Assassinate. On the other hand, I don't really want to play these next turn. I would really rather play the Stormwind Champion. So what I am going to do, I think, is kill that like so, play the Dark Iron Dwarf and waste its ability, and then pass the turn. Alright, he carefully considers his options. And freezes my face. Interesting. So here if I sap it, he's going to get to freeze something again. But I don't really mind that too much. I'm going to go ahead and actually sap this thing, play the Demolisher, and hit him in his face. Now here I'm running into Mind Control attack, of course. And next turn, the possibility of a Twisting Nether. But I feel like it's worth it to get that extra board presence here. Hang on to the weapon. I've still got the Assassinate. And if he doesn't put anything that I really care about dealing with, I can just ignore whatever he plays and do Stormwind Champion. So my Demolisher is going to die to the Kodo. He chose, interestingly, not to play the Frost Elemental, so now I really need to count my damage. I can do Stormwind Champion, which is like 3 damage, 3, 6, 10, 14, 17. He's down to 1 health. I think this is worth it. So we're actually going to go for broke here. And should I play the Young Priestess? In case he does get a board wipe here, I might as well have the Young Priestess to replay with. She's really not going to be significant on the board right now. Alright, he Siphons Soul, which kills my biggest creature and heals him for 3, but that is most of his mana. And I don't think that's going to actually be enough to save him. So I still have 2 creatures that need to be dealt with. And they both have a fair amount of health that he has to deal with for only 2 mana. Here's the Desperado Life Tap going down to just 2 health. And concession. Wow. I am incredibly lucky. Lucky beyond all comprehension. That I made it to 11 wins playing this badly. And having such a bad deck. And for other reasons. Well, this video is actually going to be a lot more climactic than I was anticipating. because I really didn't expect to make it to 11 wins. I was honestly planning to lose it. Not planning to, but pretty confidently expecting to lose at 9 wins. Or 10 at the most. And then starting a new run, but it looks like we're actually going to go for all the marbles here for trying to get into 12 wins that are totally undeserved. Alright, pretty mediocre hand. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. I am going to get to coin out back-to-back 3-drops. They're both mediocre, but at least it's something. And let's see what Plow to the Mage can do. Be careful consideration on turn 2. Drops a really good 2-drop. What this is weak against, though, is a 3/3. So I'm going to go ahead and point out the Mind Control tech, which is good in this particular board state. Does she have a Frostbolt or a Flamethrower? She does. This is actually suddenly a very difficult board situation to deal with because she's got a pair of 2/3s, and all I can really do in response is play a 2/3 myself, which isn't the greatest. So I'd say she definitely has an advantage right now. Frostbolt number 2 upgrades the Worm, lets her deal more damage, clears my board. The Assassin's Blade plus Blade Flurry might actually end up being too little too late, because she's going to get a lot of damage on me right here. Just have to see what happens.
Special delivery!
So I cannot play Blade Flurry, and I cannot play the Dread Corsair. I can kill everything next turn with Blade Flurry. Unfortunately, after doing so, I'm going to have taken an extra 8 minimum damage, so I'm probably screwed. Still, I'm going to kill this to stop her from pinging it and dealing extra damage with it. But I'd say at this point, my odds are very, very low of winning this game.
Join or die, or both.
Alright, it is my turn. So I think here, the only move I have available is to play the Dread Corsair first, see if this is a mirror entity, which it is. And actually I messed up. My girlfriend's laughing because I did something really, really silly. I should have actually hit her in the face first to get 3 extra damage. Now, because of this guy being here, I can't get the extra damage on. So I Blade Flurry now to clear the board. I play the Demolisher, which I could have actually done to test for Mirror Entity as well, or play this guy. So even in the final game, I am making some boneheaded moves. Grim Patron. Now there's a card you don't often see in the arena. It's pretty good for her, especially now that I've cleared out my Blade Flurry. I really do need to kill this thing. I could Storm Pike and shove the Demolisher at it, or I could play the Stormwind and shove the Dread Corsair at it. Let's go for this. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Oh god, I totally... Wow. I just completely forgot how this card worked. I really had to hit it in one swoop. Otherwise, it just came back. So that was really stupid. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and protect my Demolisher. But I really should have just played Stormwind Champion and then hit it with my Dread Corsair. Because my Dread Corsair ended up dying anyway, but now I don't have a Stormwind Champion on the table. So that was a really bad play. If she gets a Fireball plus a Frostbolt, she is going to win. Mana Worm at this point is very weak. Because it just dies to about anything. But it looks like she doesn't actually have the kill, so even with my horrible, terrible plays, going all the way down to the 12th win, I actually have a decent chance. I mean, she needs to get a Fireball or a Pyroblast pretty soon, and I don't really have any burn potential, but I am ahead with this 5-5, and I've got a 6-6 as well. So,
Well,
I actually have a chance. Oh, she's got the Pyroblast. Or she had a Fireball in hand and top decked something else. 2 Fireballs. Well, there's no, even if I'd played correctly, I wasn't going to beat that. So anyway, I honestly am not that upset about it. I am quite content to have made it to 11 wins with this deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at the prize. And see what we got for our incredibly lucky arena. Boba says congrats on the livery. Thank you very much. 65 dust and 365 gold. The dust obviously sucks, but 365 gold is still really, really good. Let's take a look at the pack. At this point, I really kind of wish you could choose what sort of packs you got, because Goblins versus Gnomes is mostly useless to me. And a sneak peek at our next arena. I was hoping for Shaman, didn't have it. It's going to be Warlock or Druid. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and try Druid. Because I was really hoping for Shaman, but it's not here. So since I obviously just did Rogue, we're going to go ahead and take Druid. I've already done Warlock twice. Hut. And hike. I fully expect what will happen here is I have an amazing best deck of all time and go like 2 wins with it, because that's pretty much the only thing I can think of that would make up for the incredible luck I had last time doing so well with terrible play and not very good cards. Alright, so we have a 3-5 with an ability that actually could be useful with Druid. Druids do have some self-buffing things. These are both decent cards, and Noyatron in particular is really solid, but I'm going to take this because good 4-drops win games. Sorry, I'm kind of laggy here. Oh, we can get this 6-6 that can sometimes be a 9-9. I think it's better than Lord of the Arena. I don't like Lord of the Arena very much at all, but the Acolyte of Pain is interesting. It is some card draw. This is almost as big as an Ogre. Yeah, I'll just take it. That's fine. Gotta make sure you got some endgame. Alright, Antique Healbot I just really need to start taking pretty aggressively, even if the other cards weren't junk. Swipe and Starfire in the same pack is sad because I would have liked both of them, but that's fine. So here, only one real playable card. I don't think Raid Leader is all that good. Ooh, Dark Iron Dwarf versus Shredder. Ah, the buff for the durability. Jeez, that's a rough one. We'll take the Shredder, but that could easily be a mistake. All right, we'll take the Grove Tender is the only playable card there. Silence is good. Got to make sure you have it. I do need now some cheap cards. Dragon Egg. Do I have any synergy? No. So we'll take the Exorcist. Although I think this card is actually just junk. Now, Mark of the Wild could be really good with Mr. Dragonkin Sorcerer, but I just don't think it's that good of a card overall. I'm going to take Innervate. Innervate's a little bit less situational, more likely to get used. Another one of these guys, huh? Yeah, I'll take it over the Worgen. I think the Worgen's pretty mediocre. Another Dragonkin Sorcerer, huh? Well, I think that's a mistake. I'm going to grab the Tiger for some finishing power and to get a bigger card in general. Alright, now here the Frost Elemental is interesting, but I've already got, you know, pretty expensive top curve without even halfway being done with the deck. So I'm going to take Dancing Swords to have a big 3-drop. Okay, we'll take the... Actually, hang on. This... Are these guys dragons? They are dragons. This could actually be a 3-5 for 3. But I really need 2 drops. So yeah, we're going to take the Cub. And we'll take the Cub again. Take another Shredder, although the Brute was tempting. Certainly the Brute would have been fine there. Stalker's alright, but I'm going to take the Starfire for some more removal. Hopefully we'll get some other cheap cards. I don't like Druid of the Fang at all. This is either a 2/5 or a 5/2. The 2/5 is actually decent for 3 mana, but the 5/2 kind of sucks. So I'm going to take Novice Engineer for some card draw instead. Starfall, I think, for the mass removal is more important than Nourish, although Nourish is certainly good. Take the Hoarder for some more cards. Claw for some removal. Sorry about the lag. Ah, we got the buff or the durability, or the taunt for that matter. We'll take the buff since I pass on Dark Iron Dwarf. Let's take it here. Ah, this is pretty janky because I'm not going to have any weapons. This is trash. So I guess we're taking Mad Bomber, though I'm not that jazzed about it. Recycle. You know, people rag on this card all the time, but I think it's great. It's removal for anything. And we got our third Dragonkin Sorcerer. Well, I passed on one or maybe even two of them. I could actually take this, which these guys are dragons and these are dragons, so it's almost a 3/5 for 3 sometimes. Or I could take the Geomancer, which actually with Starfall and Swipe, but it's really just Starfall and Swipe. Yeah. All right, we'll try this. Let's in the name of new cards take the Technician. See how that goes for me. Oh, this is a crappy pack. I'd rather have the Dragonkin Sorcerer here than any of these. Do I have any beasts? This is a Mac, not a beast. Actually, I don't think I have any beasts at all. So, yeah, except for this Tiger. So, with just one beast, this is a really junky card. We'll take the Warrior, although that's not good. Gnome is a really great one-drop, so let's have one of those. These are all solid. Jeez. Wow. Well, we're going to take the Sunwalker or the Kodo here over the Bite, because I've taken some decent quantities of removal already. Ah, man, the Kodo, for the potential to remove something and get a real big swinger, this is just a really solid 6-mana blocker. We'll take the Sunwalker, though I could be wrong. I could live to regret that. Do I have enough for the Auctioneer? Well, I got Innervate and Claw. Nothing at 2 mana. Bite, so the next cards I have are 4 mana. Then again, Savagery, that works with Bite and with Claw, but otherwise it's pretty crappy. Sure, we'll take him. Okay, I might have misdrafted that. That was a tough draft. There were some packs that just all sucked, and there were some packs that had more than one good thing. I'm not sure I made the optimal choices, and given how I've been playing lately, I figure I probably screwed that up terribly. Could have ended up with the Kodo instead of a Sunwalker. I could have had a couple more of those Dragon Sorcerer dudes, although I never did get any spells to target my own minions with, so those are really just 3/5s for 4 that have the Dragon subtype to synergize with my Blackwing Technician. Man, a 3/5 for 3 mana is crazy. I've lost to 3/5s for 4 mana. I've like lost games to Wailing Souls, which is a 3/5 for 4, and pretty much nothing else. So a 3/5 for 3 is nuts. So if I can pull one of those off, that would be great, of course. But I'm not sure I should have taken that one. I maybe should have just taken another one of the Dragonkin Sorcerer dealios for realios. Alright, why is it taking so long to find me a game? Hello? Alright, let me just try to start that over. Oh, okay. Okay, got disconnected. This is going to be a really anticlimactic end to the video. More climactic at the beginning than I expected, and then much less climactic at the end than it was at the beginning, is what it seems to be here. New dog started a run. Is that new? Where when someone starts a run with a certain number of wins, they tell you how many wins the person already has. That's pretty cool. That's a nice little touch. Okay, let's take 2 here. Starting a game. Usually, if it makes the clicking sound when you hover over the cancel button, that means you haven't crashed. But last time, just as I was about to click cancel, it disconnected me. So who the hell knows? Oh my god. Please just find me a game. Matchmaker, matchmaker. Find me a game. Please don't make me log in and out again. Well, yeah, we might just have to end the video here. And start actually playing games with this deck next time if Hearthstone has just like died or something and I can't log in. Okay, we're either crashing or it actually found a game. Could go either way here. Either way. It's like they're trying to hang on. The game is doing its best not to crash. And okay, well, I hope I don't crash in the middle of the game now that I've actually made it in. Our inaugural, of course, a mage. Hooded Falcon. Well, at least it's not the mage who beat me. I forget what that mage's name was, but at least it's not her. And okay, well, here we see the problem with Blackwing Technician right away. I can keep this terrible card so that this is a 3-5, or I can mulligan it, but then this becomes just a 2-4. So is it worth keeping a bad card on hand to make this better? I think the answer is no. So you gotta do this. And okay, well, Mad Bomber, the 1-2 drop I don't want to play after I play Clockwork Gnome. However, if she pings the Clockwork Gnome by using her coin, then I can play the Mad Bomber pretty happily. And she's going to use the coin. So, I don't exactly go down a card. I get a spare part, and she used her coin. So I basically get a spare part, and she lost her coin. So it's kind of even Stevens, I don't know. So one advantage of playing the Novice Engineer here instead of the Mad Bomber would have been it would have doubled my odds of finding a dragon to make this a 3-5 next turn. I've got the 1-4 mana dragon and the 2-6 mana dragons. Alright, looks like I'm not going to be actually playing this thing. I am much more tempted to... Oh my god. Oh god. So, okay, if I shapeshift, I can ping off the shield and kill it and go up a card that way. Or I can just play a 3-5. What's the right move? So I can make this next turn. Then it would just be like playing a 4-mana 3-5 because my extra mana would be wasted. There'd be no need to play this thing. Alright, I'm going to do this. I might live to regret it, but there is actually a chance that the extra mana will be useful next turn. If she decides to play a 3-drop here that has 4 health instead of pinging this guy, then I will want to put this thing down. And I'm actually not going to put Whirling Blades on the Technician right away because I do have the Dragonkin Sorcerers, which I didn't realize, but they're a pretty good synergy with spare parts because they, you know, you can target them with some of the spare parts. I guess not all of them. You wouldn't want to target them with like emergency coolant or something, but you can target them with some of the spare parts, and that's good. So we got a 3-5 essentially for 4 because I wasted the extra mana. So I guess it was a good card to have, but the Sorcerer would have been just the same.
What to do?
And we get a secret. Well, that's troubling because it's probably Mirror Entity right here, which means I don't really feel comfortable playing the Tiger. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to hit her to hope it's Ice Armor or Vaporize. It actually is. Well, hopefully it's Ice Armor. It actually is. Wow, well that's just about as perfect as it could have possibly been. Because now I can play this Tiger on a clear conscience, and this thing is alive, and she went down a card. Because all I did was give her 8 health. It's just totally worthless. She plays another secret. Okay. Well, I don't want to give her this, that's for sure. So if I attack her with the Technician and it doesn't trigger the secret, I'm going to play Novice Engineer and Shapeshift to kill the Engineer. Although that sucks, because I really would rather build on my advantage by playing this or this. So let's attack. Alright, this time it wasn't. So let's see if it's Mirror Entity. Hopefully it is. Please be Mirror Entity. Oh my god, it's actually Mirror Entity. Well, that definitely makes me totally content with the fact that I didn't play a 6-drop. And let's pass the turn. So the Grove Tender, I'd probably do this for... I actually don't know what I would do it for. I'm not going to do it if I don't have to. I mean, I'd rather much play one of these 6-drops. Alright, Haunted Creeper is not a big deal because I can just swipe it. Oh god, Hungry Dragon. And the more I see that card in play, the more that I just am impressed by how amazingly good that card is. Alright, this thing is 2-1. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is keep it simple, keep it safe. Let's do that. Let's do this. Wait, always draw cards first.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Always draw cards first, just in case. Okay. So we throw this away. Swipe to kill off that and the spiders. Hit her in her fat face. And this is looking real good. She can Flame Strike, but the Tiger will live. It'll hit her down to 13, then I get to play a 9-9. Which will still die to a Polymorph, but it will not die to a Fireball. So I wouldn't actually mind Flame Strike here.
Engaging
She doesn't have Flame Strike. She has Mind Control Tech. That amazingly steals my worst creature. I don't know when the last time was that Mind Control Tech didn't wreck me. She plays a third secret. So again, I don't want to play Mirror Entity. Or I don't want to play one of these for fear of Mirror Entity. Let's Shapeshift and check for Duplicate. Let's check for Vaporize / Ice Armor. It's not that. Well, it's very likely then to be Mirror Entity. So I don't think I actually want to do anything. Should I just Starfire this? No, that makes no sense. Let's just hit her in the face. And yeah, I'll pass the turn. I mean, it could be a counterspell or something, but most likely it is Mirror Entity, because I know it's not Duplicate, Ice Armor, or Vaporize. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I did sort of let her just like stop me from doing anything just because she played a damn secret, but
Give me a quest.
figure. Oh wow, she actually played those in the wrong order. That was interesting. Alright, let's see if we can win. Let's see if we can stop missing lethal. So if I Starfire this and Grove Tender, I can get her down to 6. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, not quite enough. Is there anything better I could do? Well, let's do this.
Cleanse the Sunwell.
To trigger the Mirror Entity.
You must cleanse the Sunwell.
Yup. Let's Shapeshift to kill that.
For the wild.
Trouble?
Now I gotta think. Do I dare let this thing live? Probably not. So I'd much rather let the Hawk live than the Questing Adventurer, even though it means I didn't get to play my dragon here. So I don't know if that was precise. I don't know. It seems like I could have dealt more damage to her. And this gives her an opening to play Flame Strike or something and burn me out. Alright, so now she can actually kill off most of my creatures. She can ping this one. Use the Hawk to kill this one. No, sorry. She pings the Tiger, uses the Cleric to kill the Tiger, and then kills off my 3/2. Yeah, I must have played that wrong. There's just no way that was correct. By the way, I didn't play Claw because I'd already attacked with Shapeshift, so that was wrong. Maybe I should have used the Tiger and the Tender to kill the thing, and I could have Claw Shapeshifted to kill the Questing Adventurer. That would have been smarter. That would have been a lot smarter. Dragon's Breath. Alright, so she gets to kill off my whole team here. Okay. Do I care enough to play the Starfall here? I mean, I might as well. Because it clears her board. And she's just so far down on cards that it's pretty hopeless for her. She pretty much has to use a card to kill this, and she has to use a card to kill that, and then she's just out. If I trade 1 for 1 with her, then I win. If she plays something huge, doesn't matter. I can silence it if it has taunt and go for the face. Or I can Starfire it and kill it, or if it's just a big vanilla creature, I can ignore it. Alright, she's gonna use the Flame Strike to kill that, that's fine. Okay, so I guess we just drop this guy now. Bam. I don't know if that was necessary, like a Boulder Fist Ogre would have been just as good, but this way it is threatening lethal with Shapeshift or Starfire and Claw, giving me some extra damage if needed. Alright, that makes no difference, and that makes no difference.
Well played.
Cool beans, Daddy McQueen. Bing! And I think even though that makes this video kind of short, that is going to go ahead and do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and/or subscribe, and I'll see you again with some more grotesque incompetence soon. Take care, everyone.